Hello everyone! So, I have a lot of videos I need to get out before the end of the year. We are talking about the top 10 toys of 2022. We're talking about the most disappointing toys of 2022. A couple of Patreon things I want to get out before. I've only got a few days left, but one of the things I wanted to get out just for the sake of getting it out publicly on the channel, just so we can have some little direction and things to look forward to in 2023, is the list of resolutions, because that's what the whole New Year Eve is about. Now, should be the New Year's video, but as I said, I've got other things I want to produce that are going to take a little bit of time, so I wanted to bump this up, so just so we can talk about it a little bit more before the New Year strikes. So part of this, by the way, is going to be the poll that I posted about a month ago. That poll is still going on. I'm going to put it back in the description because I had to pay to see the results. So if you haven't done that, please do so. It will guide the channel from here on out. It will inform me a lot better of what works and what doesn't, what people want to see and what they don't. So I'm trying really hard to figure out like how to gauge and move this channel forward to get it growing as a little bit faster. So this is going to mark my first calendar year of daily videos, combined with the Beast Wars episode reviews and the Advent calendar videos. It was over 400 videos I produced this year alone. Keep in mind, I'm a one-man operation. I don't have, I can't pay an editor to, put all this footage together and make it look all fancy and pretty and put it online. This is all me, which is one reason why I left things out. This is one reason why I'm formatting things the way I am. It's also one reason why I forget to put up my little slider before I start recording, but I don't have time to re-record it, so we're going to go with it. I would love to see this channel grow. Now, it has grown a ton. Like in the last year, it's probably been the most growth I've ever had for the channel. It has stagnated a little bit. That's mostly on me. I know a lot of the variety formats that I was throwing in slowed down, the top 10s, the tier lists, and really I want to find other things I can mix into that for next year. I'm thinking things like character profiles. I know Chris McFeely pretty much has that down with the basic series, but I kind of want to talk about characters too. I kind of want to talk character profiles too. So, differing opinions doesn't hurt either. Different perspectives does not hurt either. It's why there's room for all reviewers. So, things like that I would love to throw in. I did a little bit of, just a tiny bit of collaboration with others, other channels, and I would love to do that too. Like, I have a big thing about, like, in my head, I can't approach a channel bigger than mine. I don't want them to think, like, I'm feeding off of their audience to make mine bigger. It's more just less, like, I would love to work with other Transformer YouTubers on things. What kind of weird thing can we throw together that benefits us both or, like, plays to both of our strengths? And who's available? Because, like, every time I try to get in with some other YouTuber, it's like, 9 times out of 10, their schedule is just as busy as mine, and we can't figure out when to actually do something. So that's another thing. I'd also like to see if I can't figure out how to get interviews back on this channel. So thanks to events of recent years, I don't get to interview people at MetroCon anymore, but doesn't mean I don't want to. I have a history of interviewing voice actors and whatnot, but I would love to try and do that again if I can get some kind of official channel going for it. No, I don't mean like a YouTube type channel. I mean like literally like I need some kind of access to that. I've never done anything like that. So, and I know people who have. So I need to go about seeing how I can get some kind of interview thing. Mostly because I haven't talked to Scott in years, and I would love to do that again. So who knows? I don't know how it's all going to play out, but it's something I would like to do. It's something that's been on my mind. But as for things that I would really like to do with the channel in the upcoming year, so there's things across my mind that I've been meaning to do and haven't gotten around to it. For starters, the intro bumper is boring. It's something I put together very quickly because I wanted to have like I just wanted to have a logo up at the beginning of a video. Just as kind of like a little, very quick intro thing. I need to get someone to actually make an intro like that, like a little quick little bumper like that of my logos. Maybe, spice up my, try and come up with like a real TJOmega logo instead of just throwing together something that looks like the old Mega Man logo. And I'm okay at graphic design. I can do a little bit of that to get by, but I'm not great at it. And when it comes to things that require like 3D artwork, that I am completely out of my element. You're talking to someone who's just now learning to figure out how to make basic shapes to 3D print things he needs for props and such. So I definitely need help with that. If anyone out there is a graphic designer or knows someone who does like animated intros like that, please hit me up, DM on Twitter or something. Because yeah, that's not something that I would even freebie. That is something I would pay for. You're an artist, you deserve to be paid for what you'd make. And I kind of want to do intros for everything. I want so all year, basically the last year has been nothing but experimentation to see what I like to do, what I didn't like to do, what formats worked, what people watched, what they didn't watch. And I want it to all have its own flavor and its own vibe. I don't want it to just be I don't want it to just be like this screen every single time. And I like this format. It's streamer-esque. It's very familiar for people these days. And it works. It gets the job done, but I would really like to do something where, it's not this red line thing on the backdrop every single episode. Maybe the news roundup is in blue. Maybe the top 10, like the Here's 10 is in blue. So that works. Maybe maybe the news roundup is in yellow or green, and then maybe the tier list is in I don't know, purple or something. And maybe we design the graphics for each overlay so that it matches each series I'm doing, and so each series has something of identity, a different visual aspect to it. It doesn't always have to be the same silver frame. I can frame it differently, or I can just have different layouts entirely. I run out of visual space when I'm doing the top 10s and such, and this little corner that overlays into that image kind of gets in the way sometimes. So maybe a completely different border for that series alone. Things like that pop into my head that I really would like to do. I'd love to also work in something that either has more Patreon, I would love to have a space above where it could be here, like a streamer would have, where it's here's my latest patron, here is the most recent donation, here's the latest super thanks, because that's a thing on the channel too. Basically, basically your job as an online content producer is to leave as many tip jars out as possible. I have Patreon, I have Ko-fi, I have anything, bits on Twitch you can send me. I have the super thanks and the below here. It's basically you have to monetize every single way of people's generosity, which is a little bit scummy, but no one is entitled or forced to do it. So it's all your choice. All your choice. I'd rather just get through ad revenue and potentially sponsorship. That's another thing I've been thinking about. So the other thing I was thinking about was I have a lot of sponsorship opportunities that I've had in the past, but I've never really taken them up because I'm always worried about, I don't think my audience would like that. I think that would fall flat with my audience. But at that, at one point I had to think, is the sponsor comes to me, they choose me to run something on my channel. That's their call, and all I can do is do the best little ad read that I can, and if it doesn't get a reaction, it's not my fault. I'm more worried about backlash from you guys, but according to the poll that I posted, again, it's in the description of this video, so if you haven't participated in it, please do. It seems like the vast majority of my audience would not mind to have an ad read every video. And I mean, it's just a typical thing on YouTube these days. The bigger channels use ad revenue and, they use advertisement. And if I'm getting advertisement opportunity, I shouldn't be ashamed of taking it because I'm worried about it reflecting badly on me. I'm moving up in the YouTube world. So that's what happens. People recognize how many views my videos get and how high my subscriber count is, and they start thinking this is what, maybe this person's willing to take, maybe it's worth taking a shot on this person's channel. And if it goes well, and man, that's more revenue I get to feed back into the channel to upgrade things. Better lighting, better camera, better microphone. Because I realized I've been using the same Blue Yeti for like 10 years. Because I never know what to upgrade it into. I never know what the next step up in microphone would be from this. So that's another thing that is worth investing money into. So yeah, I really want to refresh a lot. I need animated intros for as many video series as I think are going to be regular. So the news roundup, the Here's 10s, the tier lists, potentially anything else I could come up with. Because there's some that I was doing this year that got great responses, but I never really followed up on them. I still need to do part 3 of What If Optimus Prime Lived. And I need to come up with more what if scenarios. And they do exist. What if Dinobot lived comes to mind. What if I could do the opposite? What if Megatron lived? What if we never got Megatron and Galvatron was the one to live? What if Megatron won the Battle of Autobot City in the 86 movie? There's plenty of directions to take that. It's just a matter of like sitting down and like typing stories out takes a lot of time and a lot of focus that is very rare for me to actually get. But I know people have actually responded well to my creative side of things, so I'd really like to do more on the creative end as far as like video content and variety goes. I'm working on a couple things in that nature. So we're doing Let's Fix Kamen Rider Decade soon. I think I've got most of that figured out. It's not an easy one to do. And I have a Patreon requested one that we're going to see before the end of the year because I'm just about ready to start filming on that. So we're going to get more creative content in there. I would also like to get more comedy content in here somehow. And I know Plastic Addict is like the chief source of that, but like, what else can I do that is funny and Transformer based? What else would let me like riff and quip and like just kind of be like, like the jokester, more humoristic with my videos. And I think outside of like doing a Let's Play of like one of the really bad like movie tie-in Transformer games, that's the first thing that comes to mind because that's fairly easy to do. And, video games are highly riffable, especially when they are not great quality. But again, that goes back to the polls I was doing that said, like, would you like to see Let's Play content return? And that was like the lowest. Video game content, even on brand for me, has never traditionally done well on this channel, so there's only so much I can do there. But again, it's one of those things where I'd like to try, but the only way to do that is to commit myself to doing like a lot, to do that like a whole series of that in order to get the entire game out there and not leave it unfinished. As it is, I have a bad reputation for leaving games unfinished on my Twitch channel because I didn't finish Brilliant Diamond. I like Arceus came out and I immediately lost interest in Brilliant Diamond. And then Spider-Man. I finally started playing PC Spider-Man. I was really, really enjoying it, and then I just lost the time to stream, and now it's like it's been months since I played that game, and so I had to get right back. I'd have to get back into the groove of that game too. I would love to stream more if I could figure out some kind of time. The hard part is I'm such a night owl. A lot of times I will wake up, get lunch, because I don't get breakfast. It's lunchtime by the time I wake up. And then I'm usually rolling right into finishing up the video for the day or the next day, or I'm preparing for like tomorrow I have to go down to the shop and film something because we're advertising a new D&D section at the toy shop. So I want to make a big deal out of that. So that's my work for tomorrow that I get straight into. Even after I record this, I'm going to jump right into my Tuesday Dungeons & Dragons game, and then whatever follows after that. And like if I end up streaming, it's usually like 10 p.m. at the earliest at night, which is not great because a lot of my audience is in bed and going to bed by about midnight. So it's really hard for me to find some time. Like I can't even find afternoon time because I'm usually busy on my free. I only have one afternoon free a week on Wednesdays, and I usually find something to do to fill that too. Streaming, I would love to dedicate myself more to. I'd love to do a couple a week at least, even if it's just a late night stream, even if I have to build a new audience from the ground up over on Twitch as a late night streamer. But that would that requires a lot of luck. It requires doing the right game at the right time, and usually I'm interested in games that people have already gotten bored of and sick of. So I like. There's very few games that come out where I'm like, oh, that's cutting edge. That's like bright. That's the new hotness. I need to play that. There's very few games where I do that. I'm usually the one who waits for Steam sales to buy everything. So I think like the newest, what was the newest game? Like the newest games I bought were like, with the Steam sale I got Forbidden Planet 2, which is actually kind of new-ish. But like I just now got Mortal Kombat 11. I just now got the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection. You know, and you know me, I love my Mega Man. But those games are brutally difficult, and I don't know if they would be entertaining on stream to watch me suffer through. Who am I kidding? Most people like watching people suffer through video games. I think that's half of the YouTube platform. But see, you can see how just like all over the place I am. Like this is how my brain has been considering what I'm going to be doing into 2023. Because I really want this channel to keep growing. The growth of this channel has been fantastic, but it's plateauing. I honestly thought I would be at 50,000 subs by this point. So I thought I'd be well over 50,000 by this point. But that snowball effect didn't quite happen. I do feel like that's because I kind of stagnated in the variety of things I was offering. So I'd like to try and come up with new formats and new things, just like I did this year, where I'm just trying a lot of new things, seeing what works. And a lot of it did work. So next year, I want to continue that and figure out other new things I can do, things that I can do a lot of and keep people engaged. And keep people coming back for weird things. Weird things is another thing. I need to come up with like weird rando Transformer related things I can do. And Kamen Rider things. I know I don't do much Kamen Rider these days, but I want to get back into that. I want to talk cartoons. I say that every channel update, but it's true. I need an actual channel trailer. Because I think what would really help me out would be actually advertising the channel. Because I don't do that ever, you know, and I think word of mouth has gotten me about as far as I can. Now, like, I'm moving up in the world, I gotta think big game, and big game means I have to run ads up for myself and actually pay YouTube to run ads for me. So that is going to be another huge step. So that is the plan for 2023. More variety, more, you know, more like cleaner product, more variety in the visuals. And just more variety for you guys. And of course, as I keep saying, more for my Patreon campaign, because you guys deserve a lot more than I've been giving this year. I apologize for that. I really do want to do a lot more. I want to get 7 videos ahead, so you always have a ton of exclusive content that you can watch. But yeah. I'm way late for my D&D game. I got a couple things to do before I start even into that. So I'm going to wrap it up here. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you for supporting the channel for all of 2022. It's been my craziest year by far. It's not quite over yet. I am still going. We are going to hit 1 calendar year of daily videos, something I never thought I would be capable of doing. I remember when Toycember used to burn me out doing 1 video a day, and now here I've done over 400 this year, and it's crazy to think about. But hopefully it is only the beginning. Because I decided, like, I'm going to change around my entire channel, and you guys have stuck around for it, and I thank you guys so much for doing that. So, stay tuned. A lot of new stuff coming, a lot of stuff I want to do for 2023, and I hope to see you there. Until then. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.